Right, so we're going to start the YouTube thing again. Kind of gave it a break and just lost a bit of interest in it because it's not really something that I ever considered focusing on. However, I've had quite a few people say to me that they would really enjoy if I made a little bit of effort to put up stuff on YouTube that's similar to what I put up on my Instagram stories. So I figured, why not? It's not going to be anything fancy, it's not going to be anything well edited or cinematic by any way, shape or form. It's kind of going to be like me with my phone and the way I do my Instagram stories, except I'll be using a GoPro. So that leads us to what I'm busy with right now. Is we're on our way to Eston. What hasn't been shown much that I'm aware of is the condition of Eston now after the flooding, and there was some significant damage caused, unfortunately, by the flooding that we had here in KZN. And as a result of that, they actually had to close for a couple of weeks until there was a few of us who went down there to assist and just get the river crossings drivable again with stock vehicles, figure out what's left of the farm, what's been washed away, what's been isolated. Once we'd done all that, it's good to go. And then unfortunately, last weekend we got another, I think it was around 220 mils of rain over the weekend, which could have caused some more issues. I'm not aware yet. I haven't been there since that rain. This will be the first weekend we've been out there again. So we'll have a look when we get there, and I'll show you guys some of the river crossings. I'll show you what's changed. So yeah, just hang around then. Right, so we are pretty much at the entrance now. Let's just drop tire pressure quickly. So I generally drop down to about 1.8 to 2 bar just for comfort on the gravel road. When I say 1.8 to 2 bar, that'll be a warm air pressure, and then I'll reassess later when it's gotten cold, because then it'll drop down even further. So I don't want to over deflate my tires. Hello, kiddo. Look who decided to wake up. How was your sleep? Okay, I'm going to talk while we drive. I hope you guys can hear me. The microphone is facing away, so if you can't hear me, oh well. Hello, my boy. So yeah, what I was talking about earlier about my tire pressures. Tire pressure is a personal thing. You're not going to always agree with the things I say. I'm not going to agree with the things everyone else says. It's very much centered around how heavy your rig is, what tires you're running, what size they are, what conditions you're driving in, how far you're driving in those conditions. And that's kind of what determines your tire pressure. The gist of it is very simple. The lower your tire pressure, the longer the footprint of your tire is, not wider. A common misconception is that it widens the pattern. It doesn't. It actually lengthens the pattern, which gives you more traction in terms of the size of the footprint of your tread. So that's the bonus of deflating. Obviously the negatives that come with deflating is that causes a sidewall bulge in certain tires, and obviously increases the possibility of damage to the sidewall. So the biggest then risk is obviously sidewall damage as a result of deflating. However, it comes with the territory, it's something that we've accepted. I've lost tires more than once, sidewall damage, damage to the bead from deflating. Quite a few tire brands will tell you if you deflate your tires, they won't be able to honour their warranty. Tires take hectic strain when you deflate them. It's especially on a loaded, large touring rig. So, do it at your own risk, obviously. But it is general knowledge that if you don't deflate, you're going to have an uncomfortable, bumpy ride, an unsafe ride, and probably not have sufficient traction to make it through the area that you're driving, provided you are actually going off-road and not to a shopping centre. I run around about a 1.8 to 2 bar while I'm driving on roads like what you see here, and it works for me. I've got nice suspension on my bucky, so it doesn't worry me. I don't feel the bumps that badly, and I know that at 1.8 bar all around, that is a warm air pressure. So once I park the car off, if I check that same pressure tomorrow morning, it'll probably drop to like 1.6. That's enough about tire pressures for the moment. As I say, I don't expect anyone to agree with me. I'm not worried if you do. I'm just putting out there what I do and what works for me, and what I've been doing for a long time. Okay, well, that rain that they got here last weekend definitely did something, because this was all dry. So this wasn't like this the last time we were here.
And then inside was this.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't like that, hey? Should we go through here?
Yeah.
But we didn't walk it. What if we get stuck? Oh, we're lucky, eh?
It didn't happen here last year, but last year it was all dried up.
Exactly.
But now with this rain here, this buggered up.
Just bug it up, eh?
Yeah. Now the whole sand is full of water.
Yeah. So as you can see, the roads by far and large are chilled. I'm not even in low range. I'm in 2x4, pottering along. No issues. We are approaching the first river crossing, which I'm going to get out and have a look, because this is where a couple of guys had issues and one vehicle did drown. So here comes the first river crossing. Right, it's quite a simple drive down here. Don't let the rocks scare you. These roads were made nicely here. They've had sand dropped on them. As long as you follow the line of rocks, I don't know if you can see it on the GoPro. Let me pop you out the window. You follow the line of rocks. You've got to be pretty stupid not to see the road here. and you stick in between them, you will more or less be alright. That in front here used to be the road that all got washed away. And yeah, off we go. I've just popped it into 4 halves. I don't know how deep it is, but the line looks to be pretty much the same as it was. Okay, I had to give it some berries there because I was in 4 half, and now, as you can see, we have some mud. But yeah, let's go and check everyone else coming through. Yeah, you found the only rock in the river. What happened? Yeah, so that's the river crossing. It is a little bit deep at the moment, but it's really not bad. Really not bad.
Did you bang into it?
Oh, did you hear me? I banged into it. It was incredible.
Yeah, but
You
there's
found the only
rods
rock.
from here.
Come on, let's go. Here you go.
Go on.
You gonna run?
No.
What are you gonna do? Hey, yarr, that's a bit hard.
Yes.
You're gonna do this.
Man.
Okay, hold on tight.
Yeah. Listen. Dad, I just don't know what happened.
Okay, so we're approaching the second river crossing. This one looks pretty good. So we camped with the Oz tent RV5, and the greatest sale pitch with these tents is it's a 30-second tent, which is, yeah, it's true. If you time your 30 seconds from the time it's out the bag and on the floor, and you're literally just putting up the frame. You're right, boy. But I mean, if you're going to start putting up fly sheets, pegging it down, setting up the awning, you're looking at more like a 15 to 20 minute tent. But apart from that, it's the best tent, best ground tent you can find. So I get a lot of oaks who ask me about my blow-up mattress and how we camp with a blow-up mattress, because for other people it is a big issue. It goes soft at night. It is a problem to keep you warm on an inflatable mattress. Punctures and. So we've been using this blow-up mattress, not like this, literally this blow-up mattress for about, I'd say, 4 years now, and it's the same one. No patches, no repairs, touch wood. How and why? First up, layers. As with anything, layers. So on the ground underneath my tent is a 6x6 meter tarpaulin, which I fold up, so it becomes 3 layers of strong tarpaulin, and then my tent, which has its own thick PVC ground sheet, And then inside the tent, a thick fleece blanket, which is an insulating layer. Then the mattress, which we blow up. We then put in winter a winter sheet on, summer a normal fitted sheet. And then our fleece blankets, our sleeping bags, and if it's really cold, we'll put liners in the sleeping bags. And that's it. It works. In terms of keeping it from going soft at night, you must remember, as the temperature changes, the ambient temperature changes, so the air will contract or expand. The hotter it gets, the air expands. The colder it gets, the air contracts. When something contracts, the volume changes and it decreases, which is what makes this thing go soft. The way around it, do not pump it up until you're about to go to bed. If you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, you pump it up at 5 to 10. If you go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, you pump it up at 5 to 1. If it makes a noise, tough. Your comfort is important. Do not pump it up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when you get to the campsite, because by 1 o'clock in the morning, it will be soft. And that's it. So this is what the camp looks like basically. Chilled, easy. Our table, food prep, coffee station, toiletry bag, lacquer. Big shelter area here, outside the tent with the front door on. I don't know where your bike is, kiddo. Bed sets up there. You've got 2 fleece blankets on the bed, 2 spare fleece blankets, a spare sleeping bag behind the bed. One stretcher for when mommy arrives tomorrow. Tonight I'll share the bed with the lighty. Battery box for extra power. Go bag, clothes bag. That's it. And our chairs. Super easy, super simple, epically comfortable. So we are busy trying to get our way to the main staff compound of the farm now. And I don't know how well you can see, but yeah, that's the exit of one of the river crossings here. And it's pretty washed away. This one right here. So we're gonna try and make our way across, but yeah, it's not that easy at the moment. So yeah, this is the situation that we're in now. We're trying to dig this bank so we can get up. The Hilux is up. Dug some deep holes in the soft sand. That's my turn next, so we'll see how we do. Okay, so we're up, we're out, we're done. We're moving up to the next spot. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on video. I didn't have anyone to take the video for me, but I can promise you now it was one hell of a drive. It took me 2 goes to get up, but yeah, did it. Once again, the Ranger not shying away from a challenge, even being a heavily loaded rig. Okay, so well, back at camp. Getting ready to put the little guy to bed. He's chilling in the old man's camper at the moment. We've got a nice big fire going. Yeah. Morning. Looking good. Coming now, Bookie. Some stars in the sky. It was nice and fresh. The clouds buggered off last night, which obviously allowed the dew to come down. Interior canopy temperature is 11.6, 11.5. That'll change now once it's open. But yeah, that's our morning. Very nice. No wind at the moment, it's lekker. Now let's get up and get going, get a fire going.
Exactly. I don't really talk that much. All I do here is I buy a few fish from a local. I spear fish and I get my own fish. Yeah. Maybe buy a few vegetables. And we're just chilling here. He says it cost me nothing to stay here. I love it. He says I could live here forever. And
ideal to pour like this, but you gotta use what you gotta use. Yo.
I saw you go to the side. I give you a start.
Dude, I pulled myself up on this to get on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. A shower now.
Yes, we do. Go, go, go.